Something that was never taught. You've spent more than a decade in school. You learned math, history, science, but not once did they teach you how to handle money. Not how to invest, not how to manage debt, not even how taxes truly work. And the question is, why? Was it just forgotten? An oversight in the curriculum? Or was it deliberate? See, there's a reason most people live paycheck to paycheck, while a small group gets richer without working harder. The truth is uncomfortable. School wasn't designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to make you obedient. And the longer you ignore that truth, the deeper you fall into a life that someone else designed for you. Let's be clear. The education system was never neutral. It was shaped during the Industrial Revolution, not to create thinkers or leaders, but to produce factory workers, obedient, punctual, replaceable. So ask yourself, why would a system designed to create employees teach you how to escape employment? Why would it show you how money actually works when the people who run the system profit from your ignorance? You were taught how to follow orders, but never how to read a contract. Taught to memorize, but never how to build wealth. And while you were learning to fit in, the wealthy were teaching their children how to opt out. What they teach their children. In private schools, behind closed doors, the wealthy teach their kids something very different. Not about algebra, but about assets. Not about memorizing wars, but about how money flows. Their children learn how to make money work for them, while most of us are trained to work for money. They understand compound interest by age 10. They understand leverage before they can legally drive. And by the time they graduate, they already own pieces of real estate, stocks, even companies. Meanwhile, the average student leaves school with nothing but a diploma, debt, and no idea how to survive financially. Ask yourself, why is that gap so wide? Because the system was never broken. It works exactly as intended. Education or indoctrination. You were told school would prepare you for life. But what if that was a lie? Think about it. Did anyone teach you how to manage taxes? How to negotiate a salary? How credit scores actually work? No. But you sure learned how to raise your hand and ask for permission. You were rewarded for memorizing, punished for questioning. You were taught how to behave, not how to think. That's not education. That's conditioning. A generation of silent workers trained to clock in and never challenge the system. Meanwhile, the elite fund their own curriculum, filled with loopholes, investment strategies, and lessons in power. And you're left playing a game without ever learning the rules.
Games you didn't know about. Imagine being born into a game, a complex, high-stakes game, but no one tells you you're in it. That game is money. From the moment you're born, you're given a number, your identity, your debt score in waiting. You grow up thinking it's all about good grades, pleasing authority, chasing a job title. But the real players, they're playing a different game entirely. They use other people's time, other people's money, to build empires while staying invisible. The rules you were given, They were never designed to help you win. They were designed to keep you busy. Head down, hands full, dreams on hold. Ask yourself, who benefits from your ignorance? Because the moment you start to see the board is the moment you become dangerous.
Who determines your life values? You were taught that money is evil, that wanting more makes you greedy, that success should be modest, humble. But let's be honest, who told you that? Was it the same system that profits when you settle for less? Think. If money is evil, why do the richest people in the world spend billions to protect it, multiply it, and pass it down? Why are schools silent on how to build wealth, but loud on how to follow orders? Why is ambition shamed, but obedience rewarded? Here's the truth. The system doesn't want you poor. It wants you manageable. Not broke enough to rebel, not rich enough to escape. Just enough to survive, but never enough to question. So ask yourself, who's really benefiting from your limitations? The dream that school sold you. Remember what they told you in school? Study hard, get a good job, save money. But in today's world, good jobs disappear. Savings get eaten by inflation. Loyalty is repaid with layoffs. That dream? It's outdated. It worked for them, not for you. You were trained for a world that no longer exists. You learned algebra, but not credit scores. You memorized history dates, but not how to file taxes. You took standardized tests, but never learned how to build income streams. Why? Because teaching you how money really works would give you power. And power is dangerous in the wrong hands. So instead, they sold you safety, a career, a house, a retirement plan. But what they didn't tell you is that safety was a trap. The longer you chase it, the more time you trade for a life you don't control. Hard work is not a guarantee of riches. They told you, work hard and you'll succeed. But let me ask you, how many people do you know who work 2 jobs, barely sleep, and still struggle to survive? And how many billionaires barely lift a finger, yet watch their wealth grow while they sleep? If hard work equals success, why are the hardest workers often the poorest? Because the game is rigged. It's not about how hard you work, it's about what you understand. The wealthy don't trade time for money, they buy assets, they leverage debt, they own systems. While you're taught to climb the ladder, they're busy buying the building. And the most dangerous part, you're made to believe that it's all your fault, that you didn't try hard enough, that you're just unlucky. When in reality, you were never given the tools to win, only the illusion of choice. The system you don't want to know about. You've been wondering, why didn't school teach me this? The answer is simple. It wasn't designed to. Schools were built during the industrial age, to produce obedient workers, not independent thinkers. You are trained to follow orders, not question them. Taught to memorize answers, not challenge the system. They needed people who would show up on time, sit down, shut up, and follow the rules. Teaching you about money, that would make you independent. Independent people don't take orders. They don't need jobs. And most importantly, they can't be controlled. So the truth was hidden, buried beneath exams and report cards. The bell rings. You move class, like a factory worker changing shifts. No one ever asked, "What do you want your life to look like?" Because they didn't care. The system needs you to fit in, not stand out.
Debt, their secret weapon. What's the first thing they offer you when you turn 18? A credit card. Not a business loan, not financial training, just debt. Because once you're in the system, they own you. They want you to finance a car you can't afford, buy a degree that won't pay off, get a mortgage that traps you for 30 years. And you think you're winning? No, you're shackled. You're working to pay off interest while they collect it without lifting a finger. You become predictable, dependable, controlled. They gave you the illusion of choice, but your paycheck is already spoken for by lenders, banks, and bills. And here's the dark twist. The rich use debt too, but they use it to build empires, while you're using it to survive. That's the difference. One learns to leverage it, the other becomes a prisoner of it.
Mindset. Rich versus ordinary. Let's get one thing clear. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. You were taught to trade time for money. Work harder, work longer, save more. But money isn't about effort. It's about strategy. The wealthy ask, how can I turn this $100 into $1,000? The average person asks, how can I save $5 on groceries? Big difference. The rich don't save, they invest. Assets over liabilities. Cash flow over salary. And when they make money, they use it to buy freedom. Time freedom, location freedom, mental freedom. While most people stay stuck in the rat race, the rich are playing a different game. And guess what? That game is not taught in schools. But here's the twist. Anyone can learn it, if they're willing to unlearn the lies first.
The illusion of progress. They keep you busy on purpose. Wake up, go to work, sit in traffic, pay bills, repeat. They sell you the dream. Get a good job, work hard, retire at 65. But by the time you're free, your best years are gone. You spent your life climbing a ladder, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. That new phone, it keeps you distracted. That 9 to 5, it keeps you occupied. You're not broke because you're lazy.
You're broke because the system is built that way. Designed to keep you moving, but never arriving. Productivity over purpose. Efficiency over freedom. You were never meant to win, only to comply. But what if you paused, looked around, and asked, who really benefits from this cycle? That's when the illusion starts to crack, and the real awakening begins. The turning point. What if you stopped playing their game? What if you learned the rules, not the ones they taught you, but the ones the wealthy actually use? Rules like money doesn't come from effort, it comes from systems. Saving won't make you rich, investing will. Working hard makes someone else rich. Owning assets makes you free. This is the truth they hide in simple sight. The wealthy? They don't trade time for money. They buy freedom with leverage, with ownership, with knowledge. And here's the secret. Anyone can start. You don't need a rich family. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to ask, what if I built a system that paid me even when I slept? That's not a fantasy. It's called passive income. And the moment you understand that, your old life will never feel the same again.
The first step to freedom. So where do you begin? Not with a fancy degree, not with $1 million, but with a mindset shift. Ask yourself, what if every dollar I earned became my employee? Money should work for you, not the other way around. Learn how to invest in stocks, in real estate, or in your own business. Build multiple streams of income. One job is no longer security, it's a trap. Start small. Start with what you know, but start now. The earlier you break free, the more life you'll actually get to live. No more waiting for permission. No more playing it safe. The greatest risk is spending your whole life in fear and calling it stability. Take one step, then another. Freedom doesn't come overnight, but it starts the moment you decide you're no longer a pawn. Rewrite your story. You were born into a game, but no one gave you the rules. You were handed dreams, designed to keep you asleep. But now, you've started to wake up. You're questioning, you're learning, you're unlearning. And that makes you dangerous. Not to others, but to the system. Because a mind that's free can't be controlled. You are not here just to survive. You're here to create, to build, to rise, to reclaim the power that was buried under years of false lessons. Money is not evil. It's a tool, a weapon, a mirror. Use it to build the life they said you could never have. This isn't just about dollars. This is about freedom. And freedom starts in the mind. So go back into the world, but not as a follower. Go as someone who knows the truth. And if this video opened your eyes, share it. Someone out there is still asleep.